Okay, are we on the record? Good morning. I'm calling to order the City of West Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for February 5th, 2025. It's just after 9 o'clock in the morning. My name is Keith Davis. I'm the Special Magistrate appointed by the city to preside over today's hearing. Please silence your cell phones before we get started so they don't interrupt the proceedings, and that'll be appreciated. First order of business, if you're going to be speaking to me about any of the items on our agenda, whether city staff or respondents who are here for a case, your testimony does need to be under oath, so I need to swear everybody in. I'll do that all together. So if you're going to be testifying today, please stand, raise your right hand, and I'll swear everybody in at this time. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony in today's hearings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can all have a seat. When your case is called, if you're a respondent, please come up to the podium that's off to my right over here. The way I'm going to handle each case is first I'm going to hear from the city. I'll take testimony from the city's witnesses. In addition, there may be documents or other evidence that appears on the screens that you'll have an opportunity to review. Once the city's concluded its presentation and made any recommendations to me on how it believes the case should be handled, I'll then come back to you. It'll be your opportunity to ask questions of the city's witnesses if you have any. If you don't, you can simply tell me about the case from your point of view, and if you have any additional documents or photographs or other evidence that you would like me to consider, that will be the time to produce those. Once I've heard everything from everybody on the case, in all likelihood this morning I will enter an order that resolves the matter. So that's how we will proceed. I believe we have a sign-in sheet, and we can go ahead and get started with the first case.
Case number 18, CEBLD 240-90642, case address 780 South Sapidoya Avenue, number 408.
Peter Valenti with the City of West Palm Beach Building Department, Construction Inspection Coordinator. And for this case, this was at 780 South Sapadilla Avenue, Unit 408. The violation is for work without a permit and work completed without inspections. For the Florida Building Code, building sections 105.1 and 110.3. I issued the stop work order on September 26, 2024. The notice of violation was mailed via certified mail and regular mail on December 10th, 2024. Posted at City Hall December 11th, 2024, and was posted on the property December 12th, 2024. Certified mail was delivered on December 13th, 2024. So what happened was flooring was changed out from an existing flooring to a new wood-type flooring, and there was no permit for it. Those are the photos. I've spoken to the contractor. They're working on getting prepared to apply for a permit, but a permit has not been applied for as of yet. So that's where we stand at this point.
Good morning, Mr. Valenti. Did you take these photos that we've been shown here yourself?
Yes.
And do these photos accurately depict the code violations that you've cited here today?
Yes, they do.
And how much time are you asking for the property owner to come into compliance for these violations?
Like I said, by phone, he's been in cooperation, but he hasn't applied yet. So at this point, I believe 30 days.
And do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time for them to jump through these hoops and come into compliance for the violations?
According to all he's telling me, yes.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence, barring any objection.
Does the city have a recommendation on daily fines in this case?
$50.
Thank you. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? The city's case file is made part of the record based on the certified mail in the file. The city has proper notice even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, grant the relief requested by the city.
Thank you.
Bet.
Case number 1, CEBLD 241006660, 1745th Street.
Good morning. My name is Saul Yarmish, and I'm a city inspector, building inspector for the city of West Palm. Case number CBLD 2410660 at 1745th Street. I observed that demo of interior building without proper permits. I issued the violation on October 30th, 2024. The notice of violation was mailed via certified mail and regular mail on December 13th, 2024. It was posted in City Hall on December 16th, 2024. It was posted on the property on December 12th, 2024. The certified mail was delivered on December 19th, 2024. I observed that the demo of interior of the building without a permit. The pictures shown truthfully and accurately depict the alleged violation and reflect what I am testifying to. Permits and inspections are required for the work I observed and for what is displayed in the pictures shown. Permits have not been applied for, permits have not been issued, inspections have not been performed. Including in my file is a notice of violation affidavit of posting. I have had contact with someone from their office, and they said that they will apply for a permit, but they have not. And that was sometime in December or end of November, without any, and I did not see any action on that. The city recommends 90 days to comply and a $50 per day after that. The time to bring the alleged violation to compliance is a reasonable amount of time. I am submitting as evidence a copy of the case file, including all documents relied upon.
Nothing further from the city.
Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? Respondent is not present. The city has proper notice with certified mail in the file. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited, and I grant the relief requested by the city.
Thank you.
Case number 3, CEBLD 241000651, case address 534 Datura Street.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Brown. I am the Chief Plumbing Inspector for the City of West Palm. The code case number is CEBLD 241000651, and the address where the violation occurred is 534 Datura. The violation that I observed that day was an unsanitary condition. The lid on the grease trap had been completely removed or broken, which is open sewer gases in any environment is not good. The violation then became that they did the repair and replaced the lid, which would require permits and inspections per the building code 105.1 and 110.3. I did issue a violation and posted a stop work order on the job on October 8th of 2024. The violation was mailed via certified mail and regular mail on December 11th of 24. It was posted at City Hall on December 16th of 24. It was posted on the property in December 17th of 24. Certified mail was delivered and signed for on December 13th of 2024. The origination of this inspection was a follow-up to the origination of this violation was a follow-up to the previous violation of unsanitary condition. When I received pictures of the repair from Ken, who is the manager for the assisted living facility, so that's where this violation originated. The repair most definitely does require permits and inspections. And those are the pictures that I personally took, except for the two of the repair of the lid, which was emailed to me from Ken, who is, again, the manager of the facility. They do truthfully and accurately depict the alleged violation and reflect what I'm testifying to. Permits have been applied for, but they have not been issued, and inspections have not been performed yet. Included in my file is a copy of the notice of violation and the affidavit of posting. I have had contact with them. Again, I've talked to the manager of the assisted living facility. His name is Ken. It's Colonial Assisted Living. He is aware of what's going on today, but chose not to show up. I told him that what my recommendations were going to be and the daily fine. He is aware of what's going to happen today, so he is fully aware. They intend to follow up on the permit and get it issued. So the city recommends that they get a final deadline of 90 days and $50 a day after that. I believe that's more than enough time to get that type of permit. And so with all that said, I am submitting as evidence a copy of the case file, including all the documents relied upon.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Nothing further from the city.
All right, is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent? The respondent is not present. City has proper notice with certified mail contained in the file and the posting. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I do find the property remains in violation as cited and grant the relief requested by the city.
Case number 4, CEBLD 240-20526, case address 951 33rd Street.
Good morning. My name is Raymond Stevenson. I work for the City of West Palm Beach, a building inspector. The code case CEB LD 2402-0526. The address where the violation occurred, 951 33rd Street. The violation I observed is the exterior of the house was all stuccoed with wire lath. I issued the violation and posted the stop work order on a job the 2nd, the 26-24. The notice of violation was mailed via certified mail and regular mail on the 12th of the 16th, 24, and was posted at the City Hall the 12th of the 16th, 24, and was posted on the property on the 12th of the 17th, 24. The certified mail was delivered on the 12th and 19th, 24. My observation to support each violation is that the whole of the exterior was, I believe, was the siding originally on the exterior. It's taken off. Wire lath was put on, and the whole house was stuccoed. The pictures being shown truthfully and accurately depict the alleged violation and reflect what I am testifying to. Permits and inspections are required for the work I observed for what is displayed in the pictures shown. Permits have been applied for. Permits have not been issued yet. Inspections have not been performed. Included in my file is a copy of the notice of violation and the affidavit posting. The city recommends 60 days to comply and $50 per day after that. The time to bring the alleged violations into compliance is a reasonable amount of time. I am submitting as evidence a copy of the case file, including all documents relied upon.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Nothing further from the city.
Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? Yes. Come on up, sir.
Sorry.
How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Go ahead and put your name and address into the record, and then you can have the floor and tell me about what's going on, or if you have any questions for the
Tim
inspector.
Brown, 951 33rd Street, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes, sir.
I just didn't know I needed a permit to stuck in my house. So once I found out I did, I applied for it. Just having issues with getting the reviews and stuff from, zoning review and historical. It's in review right now.
All right, so you have applied for the required permit. It's still in review, I guess?
Still in review, I believe. Last time I spoke to him, it's in historical.
Historical and zoning.
If that's
review.
where
Okay.
the issues are.
Are you comfortable with the time frame that the city is recommending?
Yes, we can get it done. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, sir, before I enter my order?
Not really. I just didn't know I needed a permit. After
All right.
I did everything, I paid for everything and did it.
Sure.
It was just, I'm just having problems with getting everything done. Letting them let me know what I needed to do because I'm not a contractor.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard for me to go to them and say, what do I need to do? What I need to turn in? How I need to do it? And that's the biggest problem right there. So they'll put some in the permit in the review, but they never will tell me what I need to do.
Let me ask City, do you have a sense for what's left before the permit will be issued?
Yeah, again, I believe it's under, at this moment of time, it's under historical. How long that takes, I really don't know, because it's historical.
Okay. All right.
Because the building review and being approved. I'm just waiting on the zoning review and his score or district review. And I guess that was supposed to be doing January 23rd
Yeah.
for both. And I haven't heard anything.
All right, and you were recommending 60 days, yeah? And believe that's,
Yeah, this has been going on for, I believe 7, 8 months.
okay. Let's bring it in for a landing then, I think, with good faith effort, and that should be enough time to get it buttoned up, so. Okay, I will find proper notice in this case. I will find the property remains in violation as cited, and I will grant the relief requested by the city. Make sure you stay in touch with the city, because after that 60 days,
I'm going upstairs right now.
you start
When I
dealing with
leave
that daily fine. You don't want to have that hit, okay? Thank you
All
for
right,
being
all right,
here, sir.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it, yep.
Case number 5, CEBLD 24030-537, case address 528 Northwood Road.
Hello again, my name is Raymond Stevenson, badge number 10318. I'm the building inspector of the city of West Palm Beach. The code case number CEBLD 24030-537. The address where the violation occurred, 528 Northwood Road. The violation I observed is an exterior patio, structural framing work done to the exterior. Issue. I forgot where the issue. One moment. I issued the violation and posted a stop work order on the job of the 3rd of the 7th, 24. It was mailed and certified on the 3rd of the 7th, 24. Was posted at the City Hall on the 12th of the 16th, 24. And was posted on the property on the 12th of the 17th, 24. The certified mail was delivered on the 12th of 1924. The observation to support this violation is the patio structural framing work done without a permit and inspections. The pictures shown truthfully and accurately depict the alleged violation and reflect what I am testifying to. Permits and inspections are required for the work I observed and for what is displayed in the pictures shown. Permits have been applied for. Permits have not been issued. Inspections have not been performed. Included in my file is a copy of the notice of violation and the affidavit of posting. I have had contact with the owner, and he's been keeping an update of what's going on regarding the permit, and it's just been going on and on and on. and this is why we're here now. Inspections have not been performed. Included in my file is a copy of the notice of violation and affidavit of person. The results of the contacts are, oh, I've already spoke then. The city recommends 60 days to comply and a $50 per day after that. The time to bring the alleged violations into compliance is a reasonable amount of time. I am submitting as evidence a copy of this case file, including all documents relied upon.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Nothing further from the city at this time.
Has a permit been applied for at this point, or not even applied for yet?
No, I don't think it's been applied for. It's been going on for months and months, and this company is an expediter doing permits, and it's been going on 6 months, and he keeps blaming the architect and the engineer. But these guys are professionals. I'm a little bit lost why this is happening.
Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? Come on up, sir. And put your name and address into the record, and then the floor will be yours to either ask any questions you have of the inspector or tell me about what's going on with the case.
Okay. Good morning. Liam McGuire, for the record, 528 Northwood Road.
Are you the manager of the LLC?
No. I work for the
Property manager?
tenant.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So currently, we just received some comments from the roof audit, a private provider review, and they said that the canopy of our structure, it triggered a roof permit. So we're going to revise the plans and just do away with the canopy, and then we're just going to have the wooden structure
Okay.
there. So really all that we have left to do is revise those plans, resubmit, and I think that the review, it'll go back to zoning, historical. Yeah, so I think 60 days it should be good. I mean, I'd love to just be on the safe side and request 90.
Let me ask, I want to ask City a question. If
I'm fine with 90
there's,
days.
okay, but, and so am I, but I guess my question is, if they're changing tack and doing a whole different project now, what needs to happen for this case to be brought into compliance?
First of all, the architect's got to put the drawings into the city with the application forms and get it approved.
Right, but so if the violation was for putting up the patio framing.
Yeah, they may
without
want
permit
to. They may want to consider getting a demolition permit.
And take that,
To-
once that's
if
down.
it's saying that all this is coming down, correct?
Just the canopy part of it.
When you see could we look at the picture again? When you see the canopy,
Just the
the-
red part.
okay.
Yeah, because that's
You saying that comes in the roof and the engineer?
Okay, so it sounds like there's other work that was done that still needs permit that's not coming down, if it's
Yeah,
just the
it's-
red canopy that
Yeah,
you're
so
taking down.
if it's a demolition
Okay.
just for the canopy, he doesn't need a demolition for the for the canopy.
Yeah, yeah, and the wooden part, you know, of the structure, that's been given approval from
Okay.
the reviewers.
So if it's been given approval, why do we not have the permit?
Well, I mean, because of the red
Really?
canopy.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I think I understand. So you're gonna take some of the work down, but there's other work that was done that still falls under the umbrella of needing a building permit. So I'm fine giving you the 90 days. Sounds like the city has no objection either. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me before I enter my order?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Then, anything else from the city?
No, that's it, thank you.
All right, I'll find proper notice in this case with the certified mail that was delivered. I will find, based on the testimony and the evidence, the property remains in violation as cited. We will allow 90 days for compliance, and then daily fines if compliance is not achieved in 90 days will be $50 per day. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Magistrate, we're going to be hearing case 19. The gentleman has a court time right after this. Case number is CE 241-23046. That's agenda case number 19. Address is 931 35th Street.
Tell me again the agenda item, please.
Agenda item 19.
Thank you.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Donald Lattimore, Code Enforcement Officer Donald Lattimore. During routine patrol, I observed overgrown grass in a parkway area and hedges obstructing the sidewalk right-of-way at property 931 35th Street. I initiated my investigation on December 2nd, 2024, and this property is occupied. There, I observed the following violations: 744C1. Trees, hedges obstructing the sidewalk right away. 7894C, overgrown grass, weeds in the parkway. 18106K, to cut and trim the landscape. 7434A1H, the trash container in public view. 18106G, to paint the exterior retainer wall. The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and date of this hearing date. The notice of violation was noticed by certified and regular mail on December 9th of 2024 by the city's clerk, and I posted the notice of violation at the property and city hall on January 22nd of 2025. I also completed the affidavit of posting on January 22nd, 2025. I revisited the property on January 30th of 2025 and observed the property not to be in compliance with the following code section: 18106G, to paint the exterior retaining wall. 7894C, overgrown grass and weeds in the parkway. I took the photos at the initial investigation and when I revisit the property. And the photographs show that these photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations I observed during my investigation. The property owner is present, and I believe I made contact with him on the 30th of January through the home camera system. During this time, I informed the property owner of this hearing date and the remaining violations and how to comply to them, which he did inform me that he's going to paint the exterior retaining wall and take care of the parkway area. With that being said, the city is asking for 30 days to comply, and if no compliance, a daily fine of $50 per day.
So that I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. So, thank you, Mr. Lattimore. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony, into evidence, barring any objection.
And so that I'm clear, the only outstanding violations are 7894C and 18106G, is that correct?
That is correct.
The others
Yes.
have complied. All right, let me, yes, sir, go ahead and,
Good morning, Your Honor. Jesus Santiago. I am the resident of 931 35th Street, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33407. The record is actually accurate. I've complied with most, but not all of the code violations. I am actually painting the wall and the exterior of the house in 2 weeks from now.
Okay,
And the weeds problem is going to be taken care of. I unfortunately have been traveling back and forth a lot, so I haven't been doing the handiwork man area of the front of the house, but I'm hiring a company to take care of that, so that should be resolved as well. 30 days should be plenty.
okay. Yeah, it looks like you've gotten a lot of it done. There's just a few things left. Sounds like you'll have that buttoned up within 30 days, so.
That's my hope.
All right, very good. Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
Just thank you for taking my case ahead of time. I know that, your time is valuable, but I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Anything else from the city?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Santiago is present. The city has proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find property remains in violation of City Code 7894C regarding the landscaping material in the swale and the parkway, and 18106G regarding paint. Find that all other violations in the original notice have complied. We'll set 30 days for the compliance deadline. After that, daily fines of $50 per day. So make sure you hit that 30 days so you don't have to worry about the fines.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Case number 6, CE 24113025, case address 5600 North Flagler Drive, 1708.
Code Officer Robert Watkins, City of West Mutual Code Compliance. I don't think the tenant is here. The past tenant is here. There's no one here in reference to the management company of that property. Just so you're aware.
Nobody, is anybody here?
Yeah, the tenant's here. I just wanted to, for the record, that the tenant was here to.
Okay.
I guess you want to see something.
Well, let's go ahead and proceed.
All right, the City of West Mutual Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited November 22nd. Certified mail was sent November 22nd. Certified mail was received November 29th. The City Hall was posted on November 22nd. This property was cited for interior wall and ceiling repair, 18-103C. Condition of bathroom and kitchen, 18-103H. Weather tight of doors and walkways, 18-103A. And plumbing and fixtures, 18-103G. As of yesterday, none of the violations have come into compliance. I did meet with Mr. Jamison yesterday at the unit and did updated pictures where I notated that he had replaced and fixed a lot of the plumbing that was the issue, and they were calling the deterioration of the drywall, which made the cabinets fall, and as well as the mold and moisture in the unit. When it comes to this, and when after speaking to him, he advised me that he should be done wrapping it up by the time he gets his permit in 30 days, but I'm here to request an additional 40 days total to have all the work completed with the with the fine after that of $200 per day after. Like I said, nothing had been done yet. The tenant had just moved out. I did updated pictures showing that it was completely empty. There were areas in the home where they did patch the drywall and fix. They were just waiting to get their permits from the city. I guess due to the fact it was mold, they did the work and got it done, and then they just apply for the permit afterwards.
All right, so there's something, they've done some work, but there's still, nothing's actually come into compliance.
Yeah, the walls in the kitchen, the cabinet's still hanging. That is still, the drywall is still deteriorated. You can see that it was once wet. As you see there, a lot of the pipes had been replaced already. The walls were still open, so that's not workmanlike. They have to finish, and I know for a fact they left the wall open just so that they, when they come in and they inspect during the permit, that they can actually see that it was done.
Okay, so they're getting there.
Yes.
Okay.
Based on your experience, is 40 days a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come into compliance?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to answer the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence, barring any objection.
All right, that is granted. Who's here on behalf, do we have,
Ms. Jamison, she was here. I was just letting you know, I don't know if she wanted to say anything, but She was a tenant at that time, and
You were the former tenant, ma'am, is that correct? All right, so you're not here on behalf of the property owner. Is there anything you wanted to have her put in the record?
no, if she didn't have anything, there was
Okay.
nothing else to put on the record.
All right, then, there's nobody here on behalf of the respondent, but the city has proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I do find property remains in violation as cited, and I will grant the relief requested by the city.
Case number 2, CE 241-23105, case address 4200 Georgia Avenue.
Good morning, City West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Richard Pazmino, Code Officer. This property was cited on December 30th, 2024. Certified mail was sent out December 30th, 2024. It was signed for on January 4th, 2025. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on January 2nd, 2025. This property was cited for fence maintenance, graffiti on the property, outdoor storage screening requirements for a tattered and worn screening material on the fence, prohibited trees. There is a Brazilian pepper on the property that needs to be removed. Business tax receipt required, specifically for the outdoor storage that one of the businesses was keeping. That category was not on any of the active business license at the property. I spoke to the owner who has worked on the violations, and as of yesterday, only code section 18106J has complied. That's for the graffiti. It was removed. All other code violations are either incomplete or in full violation. I spoke to the owner. They expressed they plan on moving all the outside storage to their new building that's adjacent to this property, but they would need more time. It's under construction. They were just waiting on that to finish to move the business. I let them know the other violations were outstanding. They didn't really give me a plan, but they acknowledged that they were out of violation still. The city's recommending 60 additional days to comply all violations, or the city's asking for a fine of $100 a day.
Thank you, sir. Did you take the photos that we've seen here yourself?
I did, yes.
And do these photos accurately depict the code violations being cited today?
Yes, they do.
And based on your experience, do you believe 60 days is a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come into compliance?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You'll have your chance as soon as we can finish up this little part. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence, barring any objection.
That is granted, and good morning, sir. Let me get your name and address.
Morning, Peter. 4200 Georgia.
Are you the manager of the LLC that owns the property?
I'm the owner, yeah.
Okay. Floor is yours if you have questions for Mr. Pazmino. If not, you can tell me about what's going on.
I didn't want to put those graffitis. They don't really go with the fence too well. We changed the fence, so now it's fine. We just have to get rid of the people who like to vandalize these properties, you know. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, but we did change the whole fence, and it's all buckled up now from the top and the bottom. And can you show me the tree I'm supposed to get rid of?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's on our side. I don't mind getting rid of it, but
It'll be on that one. Yeah. Go down.
You,
Keep going. Keep going. It's that tree.
It's that
right
tree,
there.
yeah, but that's like outside of the fence.
It's behind the fence.
It's behind the fence, yeah.
It's in your property, yes.
It's in the property line? Oh, okay. Well, I get somebody to I'm not gonna get into trouble when I cut it out, right?
No, it's
Okay.
prohibited, so you can remove it with no permit.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
remove it to the
There-
stump. Remove
yeah.
the stump as well.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of homeless camping around that because there's always trash all over.
Yeah, it's a
So,
busy intersection, and you got the railroad tracks right behind you.
Yeah, so we're trying to do our best. I prefer it to be clean, but it's just the homeless are, in a year or two, we start developing that lot also, so we're all gonna be nice and beautiful and.
Question for the city.
And the
is-
storage, yeah, please bear with the storage. We are building the next door.
Right.
It's almost done. We're just waiting for the final inspection, and then we are able to move our stuff more. This is just a temporary storage over there.
Is there any additional permitting that needs to happen to get the violations complied, or?
No.
Okay.
So the only thing for the fence, it just needs to be, the top bar needs to be fixed. That doesn't need a permit, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't know if he,
I
knows
did
exactly where.
we did straighten up the fence already.
Yeah, so like right there on the photos, that part wasn't fixed yet. And then on the Georgia side, like more on the gate, it hasn't been fixed either.
Okay.
So straightened up.
Replace it, because right now there's just like a rebar instead of the
Yeah.
top post.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you, right there, you see that rebar? It should be
Yeah.
a, chain link fence post on the top bar,
Oh, okay.
right there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then on the front gate, there's like a rusted where it's just broken. Needs to be replaced as well.
Okay. And chop the tree.
Yeah, chop and remove the tree, and that should be it.
Is city able to take it out or?
No, it's on your property.
And then city's recommending 60 days, which is like 2 months. Are you comfortable you can get this all buttoned up within that time period?
Yeah, at least the storage might take 3 months. Is that reasonable enough?
City have any objection to giving 90 days on this?
I have no objection. I know they're almost done with that building.
Why don't we say 90 days? That'll give you the 3 months to get everything done.
That's good, yeah.
All right. Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
No,
All right.
I'm
Anything
gonna
else?
try to make the church look beautiful.
Good. Thank you. Anything else
Yeah.
from the city?
No.
All right, then in this case, I find proper notice. I will find the property remains in violation as cited, with the exception of City Code 18106J regarding the graffiti, which has complied. We will allow 90 days to cure the remaining violations. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. All right, good luck, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Case number 15, CE 24102-902, case address 1005 Green Pine Boulevard, D2.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On 1024, the property at 1005 Green Pine Boulevard, Unit D2, was cited for work completed without permits. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted January 24th. Certified mail and regular mail was sent October 25th. Certified mail was signed for January 27th. This was initially for a rental inspection. That's how I discovered the bathroom being remodeled without proper permit. I have been in contact with the owner. He's been working diligently to get the permits pulled. He did apply for the permits on November 18th. It's still going through the process. When I checked it yesterday, it was requesting a resubmittal. So with that being said, city's recommending 90 days to obtain the permit, or $200 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, Mr. McFarland. And based on your experience, do you believe 90 days is a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come into compliance?
Yes, because like I said, the owner's been diligently doing his part. It's just the wheels are turning slowly for some reason.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
All right, case file is made part of the record. Sir, let me get your name and address, and then the floor will be yours to ask questions or tell me about what's going on.
My name's Ian Paul Verno, 1005 D2 Green Pine Boulevard, West Palm, 33407, or
Thank you,
09,
sir.
excuse me. I really don't have anything to say other than, I really think it should have been done already. I have pictures of all the work that was in scope. So I'm just waiting on the inspection, approval for the permit and inspection.
Do you have any idea what's outstanding, what the holdup is?
Only thing I've seen that something needed to be resubmitted.
Yeah.
And Ian did say he did resubmit that.
So
So it's just a matter of them picking it up and redoing it. I don't understand why it's taking so long.
Okay.
So that's why I just want to give ample time for it to get done.
Yeah, it's the contractor that I hired, obviously he's not on his job, but the architect actually in the plans left out that, because there's pictures of everything, and he left out that it was CBS block, so I had to resubmit the pictures to him, and then he had to resubmit it to the building division, and it's been quite a few weeks, so I'm still waiting on that, and that was the only comment, was the CBS block. Everything, I'm just waiting on approval so I can proceed.
Okay, well, if that's the case, it seems to me 90 days should be plenty of time.
I hope so.
The only thing I would tell you is, I'll give you the 90 days, but stay in touch with Mr. McFarland.
I try to, I just
If
don't want
things
to
happen
bother.
outside of your control, ask for an opportunity to ask for more time, and I'd be happy to consider that.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
No.
Okay, anything else from the city?
That's it.
All right, then, Mr. Verno's present, city has proper notice. Based on the testimony and the evidence, we'll find property remains in violation as cited, and I will grant the relief requested by the city. Okay, thank you, I'll appreciate you being here, sir.
Thank you.
Case number 20 CE 24112999. Case address 3320 Westview Avenue.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you right. It's the agenda item
Number 20.
20.
Let me know when you're ready. All right. Okay. You're welcome. Good morning, Donald Lattimore, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. During routine patrol, I observed a trash container in public view and the structure in need of painting at 3320 Westview Avenue. I initiated my investigation on November 13th of 2024, and this property is occupied. There I observed the following violations: 18106G, painting the structure; 7434A1H, trash container, public view; 18103F, repair the exterior stairs, and specifically the rails along the stairs, excuse me. 18106A, to clean and pressure wash the stairs. 18100, which is to provide a safe egress. There are shutters on 2 of the windows in the home that needs to be removed. The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing date. And that notice of violation was noticed by certified and regular mail on November 15th of 2024. And I posted the notice of violation on the property and City Hall on January 22nd, 2025. I also completed the affidavit of posting on January 22nd, 2025. I revisited the property on January 31st, 2025, and I also revisited the property on February 4th of 2025. I met with Ms. Drummer, who is the property owner, at the property and reviewed all of the violations. During that time frame, I observed the property not to be in compliance with the following code sections: 18106G, painting the structure; 18103F, repairing the exterior stair, specifically the guardrail; 18106A, clean and pressure wash the stairs; 18100, providing a safe egress, removing the shutters from the window. I took the photographs at the initial investigation and when I revisited the property, and these photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations I observed during my investigation. Ms. Drummer is the property owner. She's here along with her son. And I have made contact with Ms. Drummer and her husband multiple times over the phone and in person throughout this process. On February 4th, she allowed me on the property to check the guardrails for the stairwell, which they are structurally sound. Specifically, they just need to be protected from the elements, to be coated with paint because there are some rusting along the way and you can't really grab some areas of the stairs. So they just need to be painted, but the integrity of the guardrail along the stairwell is solid and is strong. Did check that. So she doesn't need to replace the whole thing, just need to paint it. With all that being said, the city is asking for 120 days to bring the property into compliance, and if no compliance, a daily fine of $100 per day.
Thank you, Mr. Lattimore. Based on your experiences, 120 days a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come into compliance for all these alleged violations?
Yes, I believe so. Ms. Drummer did explain to me that there is a window behind the shutter that is broken from kids playing in the neighborhood. So she will have to go through the permit process to obtain the proper permit to replace that window. And she also explained to me that they are in the process of finding someone to paint the entire home, including that rail that I referred to along the stairs and the stairs. It's just a matter of finding someone to do all of that. So 120 days, in my opinion, is enough time, but I'm open if additional time is needed, given the circumstances.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence, barring any objection.
All right, that is granted, and just so I'm clear, the trash can in public view has complied.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, yes, ma'am, if you could tell me your name and address, and then the floor will be yours to ask questions or tell me what's going on with the case.
Okay, my name is Jennifer Drummer. My address is 3320 Westview Avenue, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33407.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I did meet with Mr. Lattimore yesterday, and we are in the process of getting the repairs done. My husband was injured on the job. He's on the mends, but it leaves me having to take care of his responsibilities and mine. So I'm asking if I could get at least 8 months. We are in the process of getting a painter, which would take care. I'm just asking for more time than less time. So, you know, just in case anything happens, but we are in the process of getting everything taken care of.
All right, what says the city on that request?
They have been fully transparent, so I'm fine with that if it's okay with you, Special Magistrate.
So that would be 240 days, right? 8 months. All right, I have no objection to that either, so I'm happy to do that. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, ma'am?
Not at this time.
All right, anything else from the city?
Nothing further.
Okay, then Ms. Drummer is present, city has proper notice. Find property remains in violation as cited with the exception of City Code 7434A1H regarding trash can in public view, which has complied. We will set 240 days, which is 8 months, as the amount of time for the remaining violations to be complied. After that, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. So good luck. Definitely stay in touch with Mr. Lattimore during the process to make sure you don't go over that 8 months.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just call me if you need me, okay?
Case number 24, CE 241-23074, case address 812 33rd Street.
And good morning again, Donald Lattimore, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. During routine patrol, I observed overgrown grass at the property 812 33rd Street. I initiated my investigation on December the 11th of 2024, and there I observed the following violations: excessive growth, trash and debris, trash container in public view, hurricane hazard trees was touching the roof of the home, limbs and garden waste in the parkway, and the need to repair an exterior window. There's a busted out window on the property. The property was occupied at the initiation of the investigation, but is currently vacant.
Okay.
The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing date. The notice of violation was noticed by certified and regular mail on December 13th of 2024 by the city's clerk, and I posted the notice of violation at the property in City Hall on January 22nd, 2025. I also completed an affidavit of posting on January 22nd of 2025. I revisited the property on January 22nd, 2025 and January 30, 2025, and observed the property to not be in compliance with only 18103E, repairing the exterior window. I took the photographs at the initial investigation, and when I revisited the property, these photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations I observed during my investigation. The property's owner is not present, and I have not made contact with the property owner. However, I did make contact with Ms. Sandra Lucino. She is the realtor and the property manager for 812 33rd Street. She immediately got to work to get everything under control and complied. So it was really started to take care of the property once she made contact with me and had a better understanding of what exactly was needed to be done. She is asking for additional time to complete the permit process and to replace that window. As of today, I haven't noticed in the system a reflection of the permit process, but Ms. Sandra did explain to me that she has started that process. So with that being said, the city is asking for 60 days to comply. Violation 18103E, and if no compliance, a daily fine of $100 per day. And I believe that this is more than enough time to complete the only violation she has remaining.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
Okay. So it was just brought to my attention, my mistake. I'm learning myself, but just replacing that one window, a senior officer just told me you do not need a permit to do that. So that's even better. If it's okay with the special magistrate, I would still recommend the 60 days or $100 per day, just to be fair. But you do not need a permit from what the senior officer just told me.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
That's good.
So, there you have it.
Good.
No permits required. And that's the only thing left is the window.
That is it.
All right, city's case file is part of the record. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and tell me your name and address.
My name is Sandra Mora Luciano. I'm a realtor. I'm not the owner. I have the power of attorney. They live overseas, and then they bought this house on October, but the seller is still on the house until December. So that's why we got those garbage and everything. So we are trying to do our best, and I really like to have more time to change those windows and make everything clean.
Okay, it sounds like everything's done that was cited except for the window, and we just learned that does not require any permitting, so 60 days seems to me should be plenty of time for that. And I have no problem at all giving you that. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
No, thank you so much.
Okay, anything else from the city?
And nothing further.
Okay, I'll find proper notice with certified mail and the posting in the file. Respondent is also represented here at the hearing. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property remains in violation of City Code 18103E, but that all other alleged violations as cited in the notice have complied. We'll set 60 days as the compliance date, and then after that, daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved. All right, good luck. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There's no one else present, so we'll just continue with the order of the agenda. Agenda order number 7, case E24102876, case address 5909 Pinewood Avenue.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was set on October 22nd. Certified mail was sent October 22nd. Certified mail was received December 31st. City Hall was posted October 24th. While on patrol, I seen the following violations. 18-100 boards and panels on windows, 18-106B high grass, 78-6 address characters, and 94-482-A unpaved parking. I've had no correspondence with the property owner or manager or owner of this property. As of yesterday, the only violations that were in compliance were 94-42A unpaved parking, 18-100 and boards and panels on windows. The remaining violations were 18-106B high grass and 78-6 address characters. The characters that they did install are facing the south into the next home. They didn't place them on the east side of the property so you can actually see them from the road. I took all photos when it comes to these violations on this property, and the city is requesting an additional 20 days at $100 per day after until appliance is achieved.
Thank you, sir. Based on your experience, is 20 days a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come in compliance?
Yes, they just have to cut the grass and change the characters over.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
Case file is part of the record. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice, certified mail in the posting. I will find that property remains in violation of city codes 18106B and 78-6, has complied with the other code sections that were cited, and I will grant the relief requested by the city.
Case number 8, CE 241-23063, case address 1120 11th Street.
Good morning, Officer Luster, West Palm Code. The following property was posted on City Hall on 1/21/2025. Certified mail was signed on 12/16/2024. The following violations was on the property: 74-4C5, cleaning up to adjoining right-of-ways; 94-42E, landscaping swell; 74-4A3, garbage litter and refuge; 94-302A4, repairing fence; 74-4C3, overgrowth; 18-106A, clean the sanitary conditions on the sidewalk. The following violations that are not in compliance are: 18-106A, clean sanitary or cleaning up the sidewalk, pressure cleaning the sidewalk; and 94-302A4 is repairing of the fence. Those two outstanding violations, I'm asking for 30 days or $50 per day. I took all pictures, verified all pictures, and I have had conversation with the property owner. They actually were here this morning, but once I spoke to them, they was ready to go. And they asked for the 30 days also, so I'm asking for those 30 days on their behalf. But everything else is in compliance.
Thank you, ma'am. Based on your experience, do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time for them to come in compliance?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
All right, the city's case file is made part of the record. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice. Find property remains in violation of city codes 94-302A4 and 18-106A, but has complied with all other code sections in the original notice. I will grant the relief requested by the city.
Thank you.
Case number 9, CE 240-92769, case address 722 9th Street.
Officer Luster, West Palm Code. This property was posted in City Hall on 1/21/2025. Cert mail was signed on 11/20/2024 for the following violations: 18-103E, exterior windows and doors; 94-485B1E, resurfacing and paved marking parking lot; 94-42C1, landscaping of property. Okay. 94-42E, landscaping of swell; 78 6.2, no, address, characters, and location on property. 18-103B, foundation and exterior walls and roof. And 94-71C, outdoor storage. 74-34A1H, trash cans in public view. 18-106A, clean and sanitary conditions. All violations are outstanding. However, I've had contact with the property manager, and they have applied for permits for 6 double hung windows and 2 single hung windows, and bulk and flashing is required on those. Permits have not been applied for driveway, parking lot, and striping. They've applied for permits for the electrical services to be removed and put underground. And all violations are still outstanding. So we came up with 6 months or $150 per day. All pictures were taken by myself and verified. So that's what I'm asking for.
Thank you, ma'am. And based on your experience and the amount of outstanding issues, do you believe 6 months is a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come in compliance?
After I went by yesterday, I think maybe 8 months would be better, because they have a lot of work to do. And they're gonna have to apply for some more window permits, because they get specific in the permit, and it's way more windows on that property. So I'm thinking they're gonna have to ask for more window time.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
The city's file is made part of the record. Respondent is not present, but I find proper notice. I find, based on the evidence, property remains in violation as cited, and I grant the relief requested by the city.
Thank you.
Case number 10, CE 241-23032, case address 535 16th Street. Okay, case is being rescheduled. Next, case 11, CE 24112976, case address 83144 Street.
Good morning, Code Officer KT Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While checking a complaint in the area, I observed several violations at 831 44th Street. I took photos of the property which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I initiated my investigation on November the 6th of 2024, citing the following violations: 18106M, maintaining landscape; 18106G, paint touch-up; 18106A, clean and sanitary and pressure washing; 18106B, excessive growth; 94-71C, outdoor storage; 74-34-A-1-H, trash can in public view; 94-482-A, parking requirements; 105.1, failure to secure permit. The notice of violation was posted at the property in City Hall on January the 16th of 2025. The affidavit of posting was completed on January the 16th of 2025, and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on November the 14th of 2024. Certified mail was signed for. Reinspection photos were taken on February the 4th of 2025, showing the remaining violations, and they were uploaded to the case. I haven't had any contact with the property owner. The city is requesting an additional 60 days or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, ma'am. And based on your experience, do you believe 60 days is a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come into compliance?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
The city's case file is made part of the record in this case. The city has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited and grant the relief requested by the city.
Thank you.
Case number 12, CE 24112978, case address 3111 Australian Court.
Good morning again. Code Officer KT Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While riding through my zone, I observed several violations at 3110 Australian Court. I took photos of the property which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I initiated my investigation on November the 8th of 2024, citing the following violations. 78-6-5, numbering which is visible, which has complied. 74-34-A-1-H, trash can in public view, which has been complied. 94-446-2, landscape maintenance, which has been complied. 94-453-B, maintenance of non-conforming trees. 22-32-A, COU required. 22-441, rental license. 94-71C, outdoor storage. 94-446-2-B, tree trimming and stump removal. 18-106A, clean and sanitary and pressure washing. 94-445-4-I, prohibited tree removing the stump. The notice of violation was posted at the property in City Hall on January the 16th of 2025. The affidavit of posting was completed on January the 16th of 2025, and a copy was placed in the case file. The city is asking for additional 30 days or $100 a day. I have had contact with the property owner who has stated that he is taking the property. He's not trying to rent the property out anymore, but I did inform him that I need an affidavit of non-rental from him before that can be closed out. And he is working on the two remaining items, which is the prohibited tree and the clean and sanitary.
Thank you, ma'am. And do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come into compliance for the, I believe, 2 outstanding code violations?
Yes, and the property owner agreed also.
Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
City's case file is made part of the record. I find proper notice. I got your testimony that 7865 regarding numbering complied.
Yes, sir.
And trash can in public view complied, but I think you said there was one other that complied that I missed.
The landscape maintenance, 94-446-2.
94-446-2
Yes,
complied.
yes,
All others remain in violation.
yes.
Thank you. Okay. I will find, based on the testimony and the evidence, that the property has complied with City Codes 94-446-2, 78-6-5, and 74-34A1H, but remains in violation of the remaining code sections that were cited in the notice. I will grant the relief requested by the city.
Thank you.
Case number 13, CE 2501319, case address 120 South Dixie Highway, 104.
Good morning, Kevin Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code. The business located at 120 South Dixie Highway, Unit 104, was cited for not having a business tax receipt in violation of City Code 82-441. On January 14, 2025, a notice of violation identifying the violation and my contact information was issued along with the hearing date for this hearing. The NV was sent regular mail and certified mail on January 15, 2025. The business and city hall was also posted on January 15, 2025. Certified mail was signed for on January 27, 2025. This BTR was initially paid for on December 16th. However, the check was returned on December 27th, and from my understanding, it was returned twice, causing the fees to be reinstated and a whole place on the BTR, resulting in this violation. Upon checking the city's database this morning, it showed that the payment was made on, another payment was made on January 3rd, 2025. and this was after the compliance date of January 31st, 2025. So the city is requesting a finding of fact on this matter.
I'm sorry, your request?
City is requesting a finding of fact,
Finding of fact.
for the simple fact that the payment was made after the deadline.
Thank you.
Nothing further from the city at this time.
Okay. City has proper notice, even though the respondent is not present. I will find that the property is now in compliance with the cited code violation, but did not comply within the time specified in the notice, so we'll enter a finding of fact.
Thank you.
Case number 14, CE 250-13128, case address 2201 45th Street.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On January 8th, the business at 2201 45th Street, which is JFK Medical Center, was cited for 82-144 business tax receipt violation. This is a renewal. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted January 24th. Certified mail and regular mail was sent January 8th. Certified mail was signed for January 27th. I have made contact with the property owner as well as the tenant that is in violation. They explained to me that the check is in the mail. As of yesterday, we have not received a check or payment applied to their business tax receipt to bring it into compliance. I've had history with this property with paying their business tax receipt in a timely fashion. This is year number 3. This is why notice was sent. With that being said, city's recommending 25 days to obtain that check, or a one-time fine of $250 be applied to the property. I'm also requesting a finding on this just because of the history. I have a feeling that I'm going to be right back in the same boat in the coming year.
Thank you, Mr. McFarland. And I'm sorry, how many days were you asking for them to come into compliance?
25, just to give the check time to get here and get processed.
And based on your experience, that's a reasonable amount of time?
More than enough.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including photos and testimony and evidence barring any objection.
City's case file is made part of the record. Respondent is not present, but city has proper notice with certified mail and the posting. Find the property remains in violation and grant the relief requested by the city.
Case number 16, CE 241-02925, case address 4180 San Mariano Boulevard 105 has been rescheduled. Case number 17, CE 250-13129, case address 2151 55th Street, 101.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On January 8th, the business at 2151 45th Street, Unit 101 and 201. This tenant is actually occupying 2 spaces. This is also JFK Medical Center that is occupying these 2 spaces as well. That business was cited for 82-144. Business tax receipt expired. The property as well as City Hall was posted January 24th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent January 8th. Certified mail was signed for January 27th. Same as the case before, we have been in contact. Check should be in the mail, but as of yesterday, nothing has been applied to the business tax receipt to bring it into compliance. So with that being said, city's recommending 25 days or a one-time fine of $250 be applied to the property.
Thank you, Mr. McFarland. And similar to the previous case, is 25 days a reasonable amount of time based on your experience?
More than enough.
Thank you, sir. City would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence, barring any objection.
City's case file is made part of the record. I will find proper notice with the certified mail, even though the respondent is not present. Find property remains in violation as cited and grant the relief requested by the city.
Also, I would like a finding on this one as well. It's the same tenant. I have a feeling I'm going to be back here again.
That's granted.
Thank you.
Case number 21, CE 241-23049, case address 3415 Windsor Avenue.
All right. Good morning, Donald Lattimore, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. During routine patrol, I observed unpaved parking at 3415 Windsor Avenue, and I initiated my investigation at this property on December 2nd, 2024. This property is occupied. There, I observed the following violations: 94482A, unpaved parking; 18106G, to paint the structure; 18106K, landscape maintenance; 9471C, outdoor storage. The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing date. That notice of violation was noticed by certified and regular mail on December the 11th of 2024 by the city's clerk, and I posted the notice of violation at the property in City Hall on January 22nd, 2025. I also completed the affidavit of posting on this date. I revisited the property on January 30th, 2025, and observed the property not to be in compliance with the following code sections: 18106K, 9471C. I took the photographs at the initial investigation and when I revisited the property. This property, these photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violation I observed during my investigation. The property owner is not present, but I did make contact with him on December 30th, 2025 over the phone. Per the owner, he has an active permit to close his carport. I acknowledged to him that the permit is active, but informed him that the trash and debris must be kept out of public view, especially when not actively working on a project. I also informed him that the landscape needs to be seeded or sod once he's done with the work. And as you can see in the photographs, he's becoming close to completing the whole entire process. He did do some patchwork with some of the painting on the left side of the structure that was starting to peel, and his goal is to get the entire home painted once that is finished. Just putting that out there because he wanted me to. So the city is asking for 45 days to comply the remaining two violations, 18106K and 9471C. If no compliance, a daily fine of $100 per day.
Thank you, Mr. Lattimore. And based on your experience, do you believe 45 days is a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to come into compliance with these outstanding violations?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
City's case file is made part of the record. Respondent is not present, but I find proper notice. I will find property remains in violation of city codes 9471C and 18106K, but I will find compliance with the other code sections that were cited in the notice of violation and grant the relief requested by the city.
Case number 22, CE 24102-858, case address 3509 Eastview Avenue.
All right. Good morning again. Donald Lattimore, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. While on routine patrol, I observed a downed tree obstructing the sidewalk right-of-way and damage to a fence. I initiated my investigation on October 15th, 2024 at the property located at 3509 Eastview Avenue.
This property is occupied. There I observed the following violations: 744C4, tree obstructing the sidewalk right of way; 94302A3, to obtain a fence permit; 744C5, clean the parkway area, specifically with the debris and trash that was in the parkway area; to also clean the sidewalk, 18106A; 7434818, trash container in public view; 7894C, to cut the grass in the parkway along the rear of the property; and 94442E, to sod the parkway area in front of the home. The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing date. And that notice of violation was noticed by certified and regular mail on October 18th, 2024 by the city's clerk. And I posted a notice of violation at the property in City Hall on January 22nd, 2025. And I also completed the affidavit of posting on January 22nd, 2025. I revisited the property on January 22nd, 2025 and January 31st of 2025 and observed the property not to be in compliance with the following code sections: 7434A1H, trash container; 94302A3, obtain a fence permit; 94442E, side of the parkway area with grass or approved plant material. I took the photographs at the initial investigation and when I revisited the property, and these photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations I observed during my investigation. The property owner is not present, and I have not made contact with the property owner or representative. I did receive a missed call from the property owner on October 25th, 2024, and I returned that call on October 29th, 2024. There was no answer, and I left a voice message. With this particular case, I just want to put on the record, it was a delicate situation because this was the time frame after Hurricane Milton. And so when the tree fell, it hit the fence. I tried to do all that I could from a city perspective to help this property owner out, which that included contacting Public Works through an email, and that's also in the case file, to see if they can actually come out to instruct the sidewalk right away. I cited the property owner as well, so that way someone can get it done as quickly as possible to stop. I did not receive a response back from Public Works, but I was informed that since that tree is on private property and it had damage to the fence, that they're not gonna go on private property to take care of that. In addition, I also tried to contact RISC to see if we can help with the damage to the fence that's caused by the tree that was in the parkway area. And that's where I discovered that there's no permit on file for the fence, so we can't help with something that's not permitted. This property owner did start the process with the fence permit, as you can see on the screen, but they never completed it. So that permit was issued, but they did not get the final inspection in time, so it is now expired. So they do not have a proper permit for the fence along the home. With all that being said, the city is asking for a split order. The city is asking for 10 days to comply, 7434A1H, which is the trash container in public view. This is an issue because that trash container sits in the road all day, every day, and it's in all of the photos. That's where it stays, that's where it's at. So 10 days to remove that. If no compliance, a daily fine of $25 per day. For code violations 94302A3 and 94442E, 30 days to comply. Excuse me, I should not read 30 days. 60 days to comply, since they have to go start that process over again with the fence permit. And if no compliance, $100 per day.
Thank you, Mr. Lattimore. And based on your experience, do you believe 10 days is a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to be able to move to come into compliance for the trash can violation?
Yes.
And do you believe that 60 days is reasonable for them to come into compliance for the other outstanding violations?
Yes. Now, this permit expired a long time ago, so to my knowledge, they would have to start that process over again, since it's outside of, I want to say, the 6 or 8 month window that the permit department will consider reopening the permit itself. So they will have to start that process over again, but the fence is already up. So I believe that 60 days will be enough time, since they're not here. If 90 days, I'm open to 90 days, but 60 days should be enough time to get it done.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
All right, city's case file is made part of the record. Respondents are not present. City has proper notice. I will find property remains in violation of City Code 7434A1H. Allow 10 days to cure that violation. After that, daily fines of $25 per day are assessed until compliance is achieved. I also find property remains in violation of City Codes 94302A3 and 442E. Is that right?
Correct,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll make sure I had the right citation. For those, I will allow 90 days to comply. After that, daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
All right, so it's 90, perfect.
Case number 23, 933 30th Court. Case number 23, CE 212412350, case address 933 33rd Court.
Donald Lattimore, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. During routine patrol, I observed outdoor storage at 933 30th Court. I initiated my investigation on December 2nd, 2024, and this property is occupied. There I observed the following violations: 9471C, outdoor storage; 7434A1H, trash container in public view; 54262, clothing hanging in public view; 22441, there's an expired rental license associated with the property; and 2232A, there's an expired COU, certificate of usage, a certificate of use attached to the property as well. The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing date. That notice of violation was noticed by certified mail and regular mail on December the 11th of 2024 by the city's clerk. I posted the notice of violation at the property in City Hall on January 22nd, 2025. I also completed an affidavit of posting on January 22nd, 2025. I revisited the property on January 30th of 2025 and observed the property not to be in compliance with the following code sections: 9471C, 54262, 22441, 2232A. I took the photographs at the initial investigation and when I revisited the property, and these photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations I observed during my investigation. The property owner is not present, and I have not made contact with the property owner. I did attempt to knock on the door on January 22nd, 2025, after witnessing that the tenants were home, but received no answer. Inside of the case file, I also spoke with the water utility department that confirmed the water utilities at the home is active and is not in the owner's name, strengthening and supporting the fact that the property is being rented with an expired rental license and an expired certificate of use license. The city is asking for a split order, and that split order is 10 days to comply violations 22441 and 2232A to bring the rental license and the certificate of use back to current status. If no compliance, $100 per day. For violations 9471C and 54262, 30 days to comply. If no compliance, $100 per day.
Thank you, Mr. Lattimore, and based on your experience, is the time that you've asked for the property owner to come to compliance, is that a reasonable time?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence, barring any objection.
Case file is made part of the record. Respondent is not present, but the city has proper notice. So 7434A1H complied.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I find that all the other code sections that were cited remain in violation. For the violations of 2232A and 22441 will allow 10 additional days for compliance. After that, daily fines of $100 per day. For the violations of City Code 9471C and 54262 will allow 30 additional days for compliance, but also $100 per day if compliance is not achieved. Okay.
Nothing further, thank you.
I think that concludes the agenda for the 9 o'clock
Correct.
cases, is that right?
Correct, yes.
What happened with, I didn't hear correctly, agenda item 11 was, well,
11?
or
10.
10, sorry, 10.
I was told it was rescheduled that Jesus Mediola is out sick.
Okay.
He is sick, yes.
Yes.
So when do we get started with, is it 11:30 for the other matters?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so we'll go-
11:30.
we got a little less than an hour. We'll go off the record and be back at 11:30. All right, are we on the record? Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the City of West Palm Beach Special Magistrate agenda for other matters. It's 11:30 on February 5th. Looks like we have quite a number on our agenda this morning. So if you're here for any of our, looks like these are all lien reduction requests, and you're going to be speaking to me about any of these items, I need your testimony to be sworn. So I need to place everyone under oath. I can do that for everybody at the same time. If you'll please stand and raise your right hands, I'll swear everybody in. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury your testimony at this morning's hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. When your case or cases, there's several addresses that have multiple agenda items. When it's called, you can come up to the podium over here to my right. The city is going to give me some background information about the lien and the property, and then I will come over to you and hear from you, and I will enter an order after I've heard everything that everyone has to tell me about the particular case or cases. So I suspect we had a sign-in sheet for these agenda items, so if you want to call them in that order, that's fine. But let's go ahead and call the first case.
Now, this is a combination of several cases. The first case here is Agenda 31, CE 130-60467. Case address is 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, number 115.
So let me just get educated here. There are a whole bunch of cases at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard with the same property owner, and looks like different unit numbers. Are these all separate and distinct cases, or do we?
So they're all separate cases.
Okay.
There's 6 of them, same owner.
Okay.
But to make it easy, we do have an agreement beforehand. So if you want to just read
You
in
worked them all out?
Yes, sir.
Why don't we just put them all on the record now, and then you
Okay.
guys can tell me what you worked out, and,
Okay.
and we'll enter those
That
orders, try and short-circuit this a little bit.
Perfect, perfect. Case number 32, CE 140-20107. Case address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, number 217. Case number 33, CE 170-10068. Case address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, number 128. Case number 37, CE 180-40326. Case address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, number 110. Case number 38, CE 180-60183. Case address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, number 215. Case number 39, CE 180-60182. Case address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, number 214. That's all of them.
Okay.
I counted 6.
All right, tell me what's going on.
Okay. So let's start with agenda item 31, case number CE 130-60467. This is for 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Unit 115. This case originally went to special magistrate hearing June 18, 2013, for a failure to obtain business license and rental license. This was ordered for the fine to start as of August 14, 2013. That ran for 1 day. It was just a one-time fine of $250, and so we've agreed to pay to keep it at the $250. Your magistrate, we did not work out, however, the amount of time needed to pay that.
30 days.
30 days. All right. So the city requests $250 payable within 30 days.
Okay.
For agenda item 32, case number CE 140-20107, address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Unit 217. This case was originally cited February 6, 2014. They were cited for work done without a permit A stop work order was issued February 4th, 2014. This went to a special magistrate hearing May 7th, 2014. It was ordered for the fine to start as of June 7th, 2014. That ran for 506 days at $50 a day for a total of $25,300. We have an agreement, magistrate, to reduce that to 25%, which is $6,325, payable within 30 days.
Yes.
Agenda item number 33, case number CE 170100068, address of 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Unit 128. This case went to special magistrate hearing, this case was initiated January 5th of 2017. Again, this was cited for work done without a permit. A stop work order was issued November 17th of 2016. This went to a special magistrate hearing February 1st of 2017. It was ordered for the fine to start as of March 20th, 2017. That ran for 115 days at $100 a day for a total of $11,500 and was complied July 13th of 2017. We have an agreement beforehand, magistrate, to reduce this fine to 25%, which is $2,875, also payable within 30 days. Agenda item number 37, case number CE 180403326, address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Unit 110. This case was initiated April 18th of 2018. They also were cited for work done without permits. This went to a magistrate hearing September 5th of 2018. It was ordered for the fine to start as of October 5th of 2018. This ran for 103 days at $100 a day for a total of $10,300. Was complied January 16th of 2019. Magistrate, we also have an agreement beforehand to reduce this fine to 25%, which is $2,575, also payable within 30 days. Agenda item number 38, case number CE 180608183, address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Unit 215. This case was initiated June 11th, 2018. They were also cited for work without a permit. This went to a special magistrate hearing August 1st, 2018. It was ordered for the fine to start as of October 1st, 2018. This ran for 1,487 days at $100 a day for a total of $148,700. And this was complied October 27th of 2022. We do have an agreement beforehand, magistrate, to reduce this fine to 10%, I apologize, which is a total of $14,870, also payable within 30 days. Agenda item 39, case number CE 180608182, address 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Unit 214. This case was initiated June 11th of 2018, also cited for work done without a permit. This went to a magistrate hearing August 1st of 2018. It was ordered for the fine to start as of October 1st, 2018. This also ran for 1,487 days at $100 a day for a total of $148,700. And this was complied October 27th of 2022. Magistrate, we also have an agreement on this one to reduce it to 10%, which is $14,870, payable within 30 days.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat case number 36, CE 180403326, your reduction?
Which agenda item was that again? I'm sorry.
Item 37, CE
37.
18.
The amount?
Correct, the amount.
That is 25%, which is $2,575.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything else before I go?
No, sir.
Good morning, sir. If you could tell me your name and how you're affiliated with the properties and...
Yes, Judge, sorry. I'm Noah Tennyson, I'm counsel for 4047. I'm more informally dressed today because we had worked out a stipulation. But in any case, yes, our agreement is as just read into the record.
All right, and you're in agreement with that? It was read into the record to your understanding as to what it would be?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you need to put in the record then? I mean, I will ratify and approve the settlement agreements. Now, the one was not a settlement agreement, I guess, the $250 one that.
Correct, the first one was.
So that one will be $250 within 30 days, I think. Is that what you guys?
Yes.
Okay, so ordered. Good. All right, thank you.
She has your written order for you.
It's gonna take a minute. Just give me a minute. Agenda number 25, CE 05060293, case address 2110 Division Avenue. This individual also has two more cases on the agenda. Case number 26, CE 05120530, and case number 28, CE 01080309, case address the same, 2110 Division Avenue.
Good morning.
How would you like to handle these, sir? Same address, just different cases?
Okay.
You want the same way? Read them all in at the same time?
Yes, please.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's start with agenda item 25, case number CE 05060293, address 2110 Division Avenue. This case was cited June 8th of 2005. They were cited for a failed inspection, trash and debris, hazardous trees and vegetation present on the property, or vacant lot, excuse me, and then overgrowth of the grass of that lot. This went to a special magistrate hearing September 7th, 2005. It was ordered for the fine to start as of June 9th of 2005. That ran for 81 days at $250 a day for a total of $20,250, and was complied August 29th of 2005. This is the same owner. 24 cases with code enforcement under their ownership, magistrate. So the city requests a reduction of 25%, which would be a total of $5,062.50.
Tell me that number, what is 25%?
$5,062.50. Then we have agenda item 26, case number CE 05120530. Again, address is 2110 Division Avenue. This case was cited December 19th of 2005. They were cited for trash and debris, garbage on the property, hazardous trees and vegetation present on the property. This was a repeat violation for case number CE 05030019. As well as excessive overgrowth on the vacant lot. This went to a special magistrate hearing March 15th of 2006. It was ordered for the fine to start as of December 19th of 2005. That ran for 21 days at $500 a day for a total of $10,500. And this was complied June 9th of 2006. Again, same owner. So the city requests a reduction of 25%, which would be a total of $2,625. And the last one.
You said that was a repeat violation?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did you need the case number for that?
Yeah, I think you said it, but go ahead and say it again.
Sure. The repeat case number was CE 05030019.
Thanks.
And I do apologize, there was an additional case where it was a repeat, CE 05060293. So both of those were repeats on that.
What happened with the repeat case, with the cases that made that a repeat? Did they go to hearing and have fines assessed, or did they comply after a finding of violation?
One of them incurred a lien, the other was compliant.
Okay.
Okay. And then for agenda item 28, case number CE 01080309. This case was originally cited August 24th of 2001. They were cited for trash and debris that needed to be cleaned up on the property, as well as fence repair. This went to a special magistrate hearing November 21st of 2001. It was ordered for the fine to start as of December 22nd, 2001. This ran for 972 days at $50 a day for a total of $48,600. And this was complied August 20th of 2004. Again, same owner. City requests a reduction to 25%, which will be $12,150. Say again, I'm sorry.
How many days?
Did it run for?
No, to pay.
Oh, we haven't worked that out yet.
Okay.
All right, anything else from the city at this
No,
point?
sir.
All right. Yes, ma'am, let me get your name and address, and then you can tell me about the request for the lien.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Diane James, speaking on behalf of the respondent, Diana Forte. I am an attorney as well. Would you like my business address?
That's fine.
Okay. So basically, she is a senior citizen and she's an absentee owner. So I think that's one of the issues that she's faced over time with this property. A lot of times with the dumping issues, she'll clean it up, send a maintenance person to clean it up, and then trash from the public comes back to the property. So that's one of the issues she's had. She's done her best over the years to comply as expeditiously as possible. What she's done now is to hire a maintenance person to be in charge of the property to avoid future code enforcement issues. I don't know what your jurisdiction is, but we're asking for a 5% reduction. I'm not sure if you can go that low. Some municipalities, 10% is as far as the magistrate can go, but she's not going to be able to pay 25% on the 3 lien reductions.
Question for the city. So we have the 3 cases that are on the agenda today. You have the,
And sorry,
case.
she'll need plenty of time to pay. She doesn't have money laying around for a 30-day payment.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell me the total number of code enforcement cases this property has had under this owner?
Sure. There's been 24 different cases with code enforcement.
Between what period of time, in what period of time?
This spans from 2001 all the way to 2002.
2001 through when? Through now?
2022.
Through 2022?
Was she the owner at the time in the span of these 25 cases?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, ma'am?
Just, requesting some deference on your part, Your Honor. Again, she's a senior citizen. It's a lot for her. Every time she found out there was a violation, she did her best to cure it from a distance, very quickly. So we're just asking for you to just have some mercy on her. And being that she's also an absentee and she's not going to be able to come up with money to pay this in a short span of time. I don't know if there are any payments arrangement that can be worked out for folks that are on a fixed income. She's on a fixed income.
Is this a, tell me what kind of property is this? A residential?
It's in a residential neighborhood. It's a corner lot. It's a vacant lot, though.
A vacant lot?
It's a vacant lot, yes, sir.
Okay.
Hence why there was a lot of dumping, because it just sits there and there's no one there. She was asking for a waiver. I'm not sure if there's any such thing in the city of West Palm Beach, a waiver for the liens.
Magistrate, if I could, Mark Joyce, code enforcement, I just want to point out that besides the dumping, most of this was overgrowth, which people don't cause, overgrowth. She's just not maintaining the lot, and also the fence repairs. It's not just somebody dumping on her lot. It's just a lack of maintenance.
Sure. Okay, thank you for that. Anything else, ma'am, before I?
And again, she's hired a maintenance person, so hopefully going forward in the future, this should not recur.
All right. Well, based on what I've heard this morning, this property is basically getting, every year it gets another violation, and at least one of them was a repeat. It was, everything on the agenda today is clean and sanitary, overgrowth. And then the city cites it for code enforcement, and then it gets cleaned up, but the city is not the property manager for this property. It's not the babysitter for the owner. If you want to be a owner of property that lives far away, then you gotta, it's not fair to the neighboring properties for this to exist like this. I'm gonna, I'll accept the city's recommendation on the 25%. I'll give more time to pay those amounts, but, and quite frankly, on the repeat case, I think the city's being generous. So, I will, reduce them. I guess they're all reduced to 25%, all three, and I will allow 6 months to pay those. But
Judge, can you reduce any of them to 10%?
I will not. Again, this is, every year it gets dinged, and every year the city has to act like it's the property manager and tell the owner, hey, come take care of your property. That's not how this is supposed to work.
It's a span of 3 years, Judge. It wasn't every year.
So that is my order.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay. Case numbers. Hold on, give me a second. Got a lot going on here. There we go. And case number 35, CE 230700236. Case address 3038 Sandflower Circle. This one also has another case. The gentleman's here for the same case. Case number 36, CE 2404171. Case address 2978 Ginberry Way.
So same owner but different properties.
Correct.
Okay. Let's take care of both of them.
All right, excuse me. All right, so let's start with agenda item 35, case number CE 230700236. This case was originally cited July 13th of 2023 for a failure to obtain a rental license as well as certificate of use. This went to special magistrate hearing October 4th, 2023. It was ordered for the fine to start as of November 6th, 2023. That ran for 436 days at $200 a day for a total of $87,200. And this was complied January 15th, 2025. Same owner in this case, only 3 cases with code enforcement under their ownership. Service in this case was achieved by way of posting as well as regular mail. City requests a reduction of 25%, which would be $21,800. Would you like to hear them both at the same time or separate?
Well, go ahead and put the other one on the record, too.
Then we have agenda item 36. That's case number CE 240-41721, address of 2978 Jinberry Way. This case was originally cited July 13th, 2023, also for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. This went to a special magistrate hearing June 5th, 2024. It was ordered for the fine to start as of July 6th, 2024. This ran for 193 days at $200 a day for a total of $38,600 and was also complied January 15th, 2025. Again, same owner, one case with code enforcement under their ownership. Service in this case was achieved by way of posting as well as regular mail. The city requests a reduction to 25%, which is a total of $9,650.
Yes, sir. If you can put your name and address into the record, and then you can proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Brad Lane, and the two addresses that we're talking about are 3038 Safflower Circle in West Palm Beach and 2978 Jinberry Way in West Palm Beach.
Go ahead. Thank you.
So a little bit more about myself. I've lived in South Florida most of my life. I went to University of Miami. I've never had any problems like this or of any kind anywhere, including with my homes. I built the two homes, one for myself, the other for my parents, and they have some medical issues, and so we've decided to move them to Portugal. My dad is Portuguese, and so I was actually living in Portugal, moving my family there when the notice came. I didn't receive the notice. I actually only found out about it because I needed to take out a second mortgage on my home in order to help relocate my parents. They notified me, the mortgage bank, that I had a lien on my home. That's how I found out about all this. For better or for worse, I may never have known that these fines were accumulating. I can't afford to accept the offer. I just don't have the money. Like I said, I was taking a second mortgage out of, to take money out of my home just to pay for family expenses. And I'm asking for your leniency because, yeah, I didn't neglect this intentionally. I didn't even know that they existed. There was a signature on file that Mr. Joyce told me about, and it's not me. I don't know who signed for it, but I never received it. And yeah, I can't afford the 25%. I'm asking for your leniency, hopefully to get both homes around $1,000 total, which is, what I can afford.
Are these both rental properties?
They are now. I was living in one of them. My parents were living in one, and because of the financial reasons that I told you about, I had to turn them into rental properties. I have to rent another apartment for myself, and I've been living in Europe with my parents for over a year.
When did that transition happen when did they become rental properties? About?
3-4 years ago-ish.
Okay.
Magistrate, can I interject here for
Yes.
a second? Mark Joyce, Manager for Code Enforcement. So the first time I spoke with Mr. Lane, he called me to tell me that the city mistakenly cited him for rental licenses, that he never rented it, and that he just found out he has he found out he has liens on the property. I told him that he has to go through the lien reduction process. He subsequently called the city administrator, assistant city administrator, told him also that we never, even though we had the ad showing that he was renting them for like $10,000, or at least advertising for like $10,000 a month each, that he never, he was only testing the market. It took a Code Officer Levine, who is basically the code officer who cited the property, going to the water department, and basically the tenants had to submit leases in order to get the water turned on. That's how we had to finally get Mr. Lane to admit that he was renting the property. And, you know, basically, we like to stick with the 25% on this case. Officer Levine's here too, I don't know if he wants to say anything, but Mr. Lane did not operate in good faith with us, and I think 75% reduction is a very good reduction for him.
Mr. Levine, did you want to, were you sworn in?
This.
You swear or affirm under penalties of perjury your testimony in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Absolutely. Kevin Levine, West Palm Beach Court Officer. Special Magistrate, we had to dig deep and deep and deep with Mr. Lane because, I mean, he was so adamant that he was not renting the property, even though I had 2 signed leases in front of me. When I last spoke to Mr. Lane, I informed him that we have sufficient evidence. We had the ad, we had the water bill, we had several other pieces of. He still denied it until I said, okay, I have 2 signed leases in front of me with the names. Monique, can you pull up the evidence, please? And if you look, I'm looking at an email here. It says here, and I quote, Mr. Lane says he's in Mexico but lives in one of the property, and his family and friends stay at the other property, and there's no compensation. That is not true. I have, there was a water bill from 7/1/2022 to 6/30/2023 in the name of Helena Rapantoni. I don't know who that is. There was another water bill in the name of Reese Allen Morgan. That was from 12/15/2023 to 12/24/2024. And right now there's a bill in the name of Alexander Stark from 12/24/2024. That's one property. That property is 3038 Safflower for 2078 Jinberry Way. As of 6/6/2022 through 5/31/2024, there was a water bill in the name of Gerald Politzer, right? And as of 6/20/2024, there's a water bill in the name of Michael Pappas. I can show the respondent what we have, the evidence, and I could also put to you.
If I may.
Both of them.
So, Mr. Levine, tell me what am I looking at here? What is this?
You're looking at the water bills.
These are the water.
The water bills.
Okay.
Right, where the water bill were in the tenant's name. Without a lease, you wouldn't be able to get a water bill. If you're not the property owner, without a lease, you're not going to be able to get a water bill.
Okay.
A water account, I should say.
Okay. Mr. Lane, do you have any questions for either of the city's witnesses that just finished testifying?
No questions. I can confirm that everything they're saying is mostly true. I would have slight variations to my conversations with them, but I can confirm with the list they provided, those are tenants that live there.
Okay.
And I did tell them in the beginning that they weren't rented. That was a mistake. I apologized to Mr. Joyce this morning, and I apologize to you as well, to everyone in the court. I wasn't thinking clearly. I was, told I had a $100,000 fine for, the reasons that I mentioned before. That was very scary to me, and I used bad judgment. I thought that it could be as simple as telling them they're not rented, and it would go away, and it was just bad judgment. So I apologize again. It was my mistake. What they're saying is true. Again, I didn't receive the notice, though. If we sort of shift from how I handled this, which I take responsibility for, I'm sorry, back to sort of the infraction itself, I never got the notice. I didn't get it. I wasn't even in the country. The signature on the receipt is not mine. I don't know who that person is, and so I just ask for your leniency to make it something affordable. I'm willing to pay for it, but I can't afford 100. I can't even afford 25. I'm asking for you to reduce it somewhere closer to $1,000. I admit the wrongdoing, but in terms of the punitive amount, I can't afford this. I don't even know over what period of time it could be affordable. I hope you can understand.
Okay. Special Magistrate, just one other thing. Mr. Lane is standing here and continuously saying that he didn't get the notification. He didn't get the notification because each property, 2978 Ginberry, if you look at property appraisers, that's the mailing address he has. 3038 Safflower, if you look at property appraisers, that's the mailing address he has. So the mail is going to go to whatever address is on file unless we are notified to send it to a different address. So for him to come here and say that he didn't get it is because he didn't have the proper address with the property appraisers. And I think it's an insult to this chamber, to you as a matter of fact too, because on 3038, you were the magistrate that heard that case. So for Mr. Lane to come in here and try to circumvent the process, I think that's an insult to everybody, the city, this department, and you too, sir, as a magistrate.
This is a rhetorical question, but I found proper notice for the cases when the violation hearings occurred.
Yes, sir, you did.
And the certified mail went to the address in
Yes, sir,
the
you
property
did.
appraiser's records.
You certainly, most certainly did.
Okay. Mr. Lane, you can have the final word before I enter my order. If you have anything else to add?
If I may, I'm not sure I understand all of the procedural stuff going on, so it's hard for me to comment on it. In general, though, I'm not disputing it. You guys seem to be very good at your jobs, and I think everything they're presenting is probably the truth. I'm just speaking from my experience that I wasn't at the homes for the reason, that they were rented, and I didn't receive this notice. Whoever signed the notified mail, it wasn't me. I don't even know the name. They weren't a tenant either. And I did the best that I could under the circumstances. And I made one critical mistake in my judgment in telling you something that wasn't true, and I apologize. But I hope that you can understand why I did it. Not that it's acceptable, it's not. But to not make it financially punitive because I had a lapse in judgment. It was just 3 conversations with the 3 of you, and after you told me, no, I agreed, I apologized, and I went forward as best I could. So I'm sorry, and yeah, I ask if you could just make it a fine where I take responsibility, but not make it so punitive that it messes up my life even more. I can't afford it.
Anything else from the city?
So I object to anything lower than 25%.
Nothing further, Magistrate.
Okay. So in the case, the 2023 case that ends in 0236, we have a lien of $87,200. And in the 2024 case ending in 1721, we have a lien in the amount of $38,600. So well over $100,000 in liens. And I meant to ask, from reading the agenda item descriptions, both of these cases were business tax and rental license.
Yes, sir. Both rental license and certificate of use.
In terms of minimum property standards, properties were kept in accordance with city code.
Yes,
but
yeah, it's a new
they were rental
development.
properties,
Yes.
and they didn't get the rental license or the certificate of use.
Correct.
Or paid the business tax.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, based on the evidence that's been presented to me, and I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you acknowledging the missteps that may have taken, that may have been taken along the way. But in my view, reducing an $87,000 lien to 21,000 and reducing a 38,000 and change lien down to less than 10,000 is not punitive. It's generous, quite frankly. This is not a. I think it's a mischaracterization to say that the city is being punitive. Again, if you're going to have property and run it and not be around to take care of it, then you need to take extra steps to make sure it's taken care of. That did not happen, and there are consequences. While I will give you 6 months to pay, I'm going to accept the city's recommendation on the reduction, the 75% reductions in these, and I'll do 6 months as opposed to 30 days, but that is my order in both cases. All right, thank you very much.
Just a minute, Your Majesty. The next case on the agenda, which this individual also has 2 cases with us, is case number 27, CE 170-50303, case address 3015 Poinciana Avenue. And case number 34, CE 240-41881, case address 3015 Poinciana Avenue.
Agenda items 27 and 34. Okay.
All right, agenda item 27, case number CE 17050-303, address of 3015 Poinciana Avenue. This case was originally cited May 11th, 2017. They were cited for work done without permits. This went to a special magistrate hearing June 21st, 2017. It was ordered for the fine to start of July 24th, 2017. This ran for 94 days at $250 a day for a total of $23,500. It was complied October 26th of 2017. Service in this case was achieved by way of posting as well as regular mail. This was done under the same owner, 4 cases under their ownership with code enforcement. So the city requests a reduction to 25% magistrate, which would be a total of $5,875. Additionally, for agenda item number 34, case number CE 240-41881, same address, 3015 Poinciana Avenue. This case was originally cited May 11th, 2017, also for work done without permits. I believe this one, oh, I apologize, same address. Work done without permits. This went to special magistrate hearing June 5th, 2024. It was ordered for the fine to start August 5th of 2024. This ran for 46 days at $150 a day for a total of $6,900. It was complied September 20th of 2024. Service in this case was achieved by way of posting as well as regular mail. Again, same owner, 4 cases with code enforcement under their ownership. So the city requests a reduction to 25%, which will be a total of $1,725.
Okay.
No, there was the amount. What was the amount, sir?
I'm sorry?
What was the amount of that last one?
The amount of the last one, $6,900.
Okay, gentlemen, let me get names and addresses, and then the floor is yours.
Sure. My name is Reese Hollyman. I'm one of the partners on the property.
Thank you.
Brandon Bosma, the GC.
I'm Blake Pay. I manage the property.
All right, whoever wants to take the floor, please go right ahead.
So I guess I'll start with case 27 of the 303.
Yeah.
They just bought the property, I think, the 20th, and the citation was on the 17th, from what I can see from the records. I remember pulling the permit and paying 4 times the fee, and I think we closed it out. I didn't realize it was ongoing. Like, if we closed it out, and I think it closed out in like May or June or something like that.
Can you, what do the city's records show on?
For both cases, so for case number CE 170-50303, are you referring to when it was complied? Is that what you mean?
Well, when we pulled the permit, obviously the city takes its time to get the permits pulled and complying with what their needs are and getting the job done, but then I think it was closed out just a couple months later.
I don't have that information in front of me, Magistrate. Excuse me. Just looking at the case notes that I do have in front of me, the case was initiated, for this case number, the case was initiated May 11th. It went to a magistrate hearing, excuse me, that was May 11th of 2017. It went to magistrate hearing June of 2017, and per the officer on this case, it was complied October of 2017. So I'm not sure as to what date the permit was applied for and subsequently granted.
So it's permit number 17031056. It was applied for on 03/28/17, and it was issued on 5/12/17. And it doesn't show on the website because they updated the system since then, but it shows completed. So it was applied for, I don't even think they bought the property until the 20th of March in 2017. So they inherited somebody else's problem, is what it sounds like. And we took care of the issue by pulling the permit and paying 4 times the fee, but
right.
I don't know anything about any notification after that. I thought once it was called in and final out, it would be taken care of.
Just real quick, Magistrate, looking at the case notes for this case, I see there was a note added on July 27, 2017, an affidavit of non-compliance. The officer put in here that the permits were applied for, but all failed. I'm assuming there were some inspections that failed due to that.
What was the date of that note?
That is July 27th of 2017.
And when was tell me again when the compliance date ultimately was?
It was October 26th of 2017.
Okay. So in July, the notes reflect that the permit still had not been issued, or just the inspection?
Correct. It looks like, just looking at the notes, it looks like it was applied for but was not issued.
The issue date on...
What was the work that was done without a permit?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
What was the work that was done? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'd have to pull up because they just put work without permits. They didn't specify as to.
Most likely, they probably put the fence in before they bought it, and then they, like I said, they didn't get it purchased until the 20th, and I think his infraction was the 17th. So somebody got, probably swept under the rug, and it just got lost. But the permit did get pulled, and maybe what was up there didn't go together, right? I'm not sure. But it was pulled and taken care of. Wasn't just left out there and ignored.
Well, I mean, nobody is disagreeing that it didn't ultimately come into compliance The city's saying it was in October, you're saying you think it was sooner than that. What do you have that,
I don't, it was so long ago, I don't remember. I'm just going by with what I can pull up on my portal
okay,
as a contractor. It doesn't specify when it was actually closed out. So there might have been things where they didn't like what was done, so I'm sure it might have taken a little time to get, in compliance.
okay, so, what about the other case? What happened with that one?
That one was, I guess the Public Works dropped off a dumpster and then there was a complaint. And then that was when the dumpster enclosure had to go. So we applied for that right away as well. It took them, I think,
It was applied for on April 30th of 2024.
Okay,
yeah, and it took them almost until
8/15
to issue it. And we got the work done within a month. I think it took zoning almost the whole entire 2 or 3 weeks to get out there it shows in my thing that I applied on I think the 13th of September for the zoning to come out, because I couldn't get the final until zoning approved it, which they didn't even need to go, but I believe the lady was on vacation or something. It took them almost, asked them to come out on the 13th, I don't even think they came out until the 18th. And then Public Works came right out after that, and then I was able to get my final in the next 3 days.
okay.
It just took a long time to get it through the building department is all. Every time they were requesting other information and whatnot.
Okay.
I have a copy of I printed off the comments and stuff they had along the way for the permit, but I don't know if that'll help
What
you.
is it that you have?
It's like when it was submitted, when they issued it, and then it was all the comments and stuff they were asking for along the way. Because it took them quite a while, and it takes them, the way the department's been working lately, it takes them quite some time to get through their review process. Oh, we're still working on the other one.
Take a minute, but we're trying to look into the building division's case and find out exactly what work was done without a permit.
Okay.
Magistrate, just looking at the pictures from the case notes, it looks like there were multiple different disciplines: plumbing, roofing, general. I mean, there's a lot of work being done, as you can see from the inspector's initial inspection there.
Okay. On the other case, can you verify when permit was applied for and when it was issued? On the 2024 case?
So it looks like they put the same note in this case, July 27th as well, 2017, that a affidavit of non-compliance, was issued, permits were applied for, but the inspections failed. They did not put when the actual permit was applied for.
No, but in the 2024 case,
When did it comply?
no, when was the permit applied for and when was the permit issued? What was the time lapse between those two events? I heard testimony that, like April to August. I'm just looking, see if that's what your records show as well.
Seem like they, can I give you this?
Yeah, why don't you, let's see what you got.
You didn't even know the other thing was in there.
Applied April 30th, issued August 15th, finalized September 23rd. Zoning review. Okay.
Keep that?
Yeah, I wanted to show the city too, and make sure. You want, here, can you come, we'll take a look at, these are the records that the applicant provided on the 2024 case.
But it wasn't non-permit. Pulled it right away. Were they saying that this year's one was pulled without a permit?
I need to get you closer, whoever's talking, into the microphone, nobody can hear you.
Sorry.
It's all right, there you go.
You're saying that the work was done without a permit?
That's what the case was initiated for, yes, work done without permits.
I think you have misinformation, I guess. I'm
Well, the
confused then.
2017 case was work doing work without a
But the
permit.
this one, the 24.
2024 case is a dumpster enclosure.
Okay.
Yep. But according to our records, Magistrate, those dates on there line up
Okay.
as far as the date it was applied for, issued, and finalized.
Okay, thank you.
Did you need those copies back?
No, I just printed them off.
Okay.
You can keep it.
We can keep those for the city's file, okay. Anything else you gentlemen would like to tell me about either of the liens?
We really.
I get what, I understand what you're saying on both cases.
Yeah, we're not, I don't know, we don't know too much about the 2017 one.
Okay. Anything else from the city on either case?
No, sir.
All right.
Nothing further.
So in the 2017 case, you have a $23,500 lien. Based on the information I've been provided at today's hearing, I'm going to reduce that to $5,000. And in the 2024 case, the lien is $6,900. I'm going to reduce that one to $500. So it's $5,500. Can you pay that within the next 30 days?
I get 90 days.
Or do you need more time?
Yes, sir.
How much more time would you like?
I take 90 days.
90
Can you speak
days, I
into
can
the
do 90
microphone?
days.
90 days, sir.
90 days. Granted, yep. Okay. 5,000, on the first one, 500 on the second, 90 days to pay both. Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Next case is case number 30, CE 22120158, case address 830 Winters Street.
Okay, for agenda item 30, case number CE 221-20158, address of 830 Winter Street. This case was originally cited December 14th, 2022 for unpaved parking and an inoperative vehicle. Went to a special magistrate hearing January 18th, 2023. It was ordered for the fine to start as of January 30th, 2023. That ran for 658 days at $100 a day for a total of $65,800. And was complied November 18th of 2024. Service in this case was achieved by way of posting and regular mail. This was done under the previous owner of the property. There were 12 different cases with code enforcement under their ownership. Magistrate, we do have an agreement beforehand to reduce this lien to 15%, which will be a total of $9,870 and payable within 30 days.
All right. Good morning, or not anymore. Good afternoon. Why don't you go ahead and tell me your name and address, and just verify that what's been placed in the record is your understanding of what you guys have agreed to.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lindsay Harrison. I'm here on behalf of the property at 830 Winter Street. My father, deceased Brian Harrison. And just for the record, this is, I made an agreement with Marcus as my way of showing a good faith effort by the owner for complying with the code enforcements that were placed promptly after I became aware of the violations.
Okay. And your understanding then is this lien will be reduced to $9,870, and that's going to be paid within the next 30 days, you said?
Yes, sir.
That's correct.
All right. I mean, I will ratify that, and to the extent I have to approve it, it's approved. So thank you very much for being here. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think she has an order for you.
The last case on the agenda this morning is case 29 CE 190300124, case address 908 8th Street.
All right, agenda item 29, case number CE 190300124, address of 908 8th Street. This case was originally cited March 11th of 2019. They were cited for an illegal conversion. The back structure turned into 2 apartments. They were also cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. There was a leak that needed to be repaired, paint needed on the structure, unclean and sanitary conditions, as well as overgrowth of the yard of the property, and extermination needed of rodents and other vermin. This went to a special magistrate hearing May 1st, 2019. This order was bifurcated, magistrate, so there are 2 fines that were running concurrently on the property. So the first one, both went to a magistrate hearing May 1st, 2019. For the first one, for the failure to secure the building permits, this was ordered for the fine to start as of August 30th, 2019. That ran for 1,985 days at $200 a day for a total of $397,000. The second one was for the extermination of the pests, rodents, and other vermin. This fine was ordered to start as of June 2nd, 2019, and that ran for 1,548 days at $200 a day, for a total of $309,600, and was complied August 28th of 2023. For the first amount, for the $397,000, the city requested a reduction to 5%, which would be $19,850. For the second amount of $309,600, city also requested a reduction to 5%, which would be a total of $15,480.
What was the last number? 32,000? And what?
The total amount, you mean?
You said 19,850 for the first piece.
Correct.
And then what was the second piece?
15,480.
15,480?
Yes, sir.
And the total is?
I'll have the total.
850 and 15,480, 35,330, is that?
Yep.
All right, and that's taking, what you said, 5% of the second piece and?
5% on both.
Okay. So the city's recommendation is that the reduction would go from 706,600 to 35,330. Yeah? Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Joan Fonseca. I am the owner of the property. Just to be clear, so we're talking about two liens, which is the illegal conversion and the license, right? Am I correct?
No, this was for the illegal conversion, and then it looks like the rest of the violations were all running concurrently, which would have been the extermination, the overgrowth, clean and sanitary.
So the pest and the overgrowth, that's all in the same with the illegal conversion?
Correct, on the second violation.
Okay. So,
Or second amount, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
So this matter, I deal with it immediately when I got notice of it. All the pest infections started being treated and everything, and it's actually on the contract. I'm still treating it. It's under control now. But the fact of the illegal conversion, that was already solved, and that one was supposed to be eliminated, I was under understanding, because I met in zoning with Miss, her name, let me look it up, her name really quick. Angela Jones Ban, and she went to the people in code enforcement, and that's when I actually was able to start in the process to getting my rental license, because I was being held into doing that, because the only option I was given is like, no, there's nothing you can do until you convert the unit back to the original. But the fact is that I bought the property like that, and zoning approved it, zoning confirmed that property was in fact a 3-unit. And that's when I started doing all the process to getting my rental license.
Can you explain, I guess, I think you described it in your testimony as an illegal conversion, and then the agenda talks about restrictions on land use. What exactly was going, were they converting a garage or something, or what was going on?
So it looks like there was a structure to the rear of the property that was converted into 2 apartments
Okay.
without permits.
Okay.
And I'm just reading the case officer's
And
notes on
ultimately,
here.
it got zoning approval, or they had to undo it?
Well, it did come into compliance, so I'm not sure if it, I assume that zoning signed off on it.
I'm sorry.
No, go
May
ahead,
I?
if you can explain.
Yeah, so, it did came into compliance because they find out later that, yes, it was done with permits. Like, this house has, water to each unit, power to each unit, separate. So there's no me doing that, I mean, which, again, I bought it like that. There's nobody can do that like that without city's, permission or acknowledgement, right?
So when you bought it, it was already powered for multiple units?
Yes, sir.
And water was set up for multiple units and?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, so what was the work that you did without a permit?
No, no work without permit.
Just the
So-
the renovations?
No, I pretty much done anything, just keeping it. Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry, this is not my apologies. We're not talking about doing work without a permit.
okay, no, exactly, yeah. So, again, like, the two liens that I was aware was the illegal conversion and the license. The illegal conversion is not a thing because it was already on compliance because they find out that after multiple visits here, I got Miss Angela to talk to enforcement to let them know that the property was in fact legally converted, and I bought it like that. And since I proved that, I couldn't get my license, my rental license. So kind of like one of the two go link to each other because I couldn't do anything to get my rental license without having the illegal conversion solved. So once I did that, I started the whole process of inspections. I have had multiple inspections, which I've been complying with all of them.
And again, I'm sorry to keep going back and forth. There are, at least on the agenda, it does actually talk about doing work without a permit. So do we know what that was?
The notice of violation for that case says that it was for the conversion of a, I guess, I don't know, does it say garage or something, or back unit into so that's what they call the illegal conversion, which he's saying that he didn't need to have, but we don't have any record of that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, records of what? You said?
The magistrate asked what the permit, the violation for the permit was for, and it was for the conversion.
Mm-hmm, okay.
All right. Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir, on this one?
I mean, not really that. I really been trying to be compliant as soon as I get my notice of these things, and no, say more. I didn't do the conversion. Now it's under compliance without any changes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anything else from the city?
No, sir.
Okay, so current lien in this case is over $700,000, which is a big number. But based on the testimony that I've been presented with and the evidence that I've received, and taking the city's recommendation into consideration, I'm going to reduce this to $25,000, and I'll give you 9 months to pay that. All right? Thank you, gentlemen. Yes.
Can I say something again, sir?
Don't ask me to reduce it anymore, because I'm not.
The thing is that you take in consideration the illegal conversion, which is like 300,000 or almost 400,000, that is proof that it wasn't illegally converted. So I'm being penalized for something that I really didn't do, or it was already under compliance, but they didn't know, and then I couldn't get the license because of it. I'm gonna pay 25,000. I understand, but I mean, like, it wasn't illegally converted.
I could take the city's recommendation and leave it at 35,000 if you'd prefer.
You could, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I know, and I
That's
understand that.
10,000 more than what I did. You want me to increase it by $10,000?
I do not. I wish to be a little lower.
I've entered my order in this case. 25, 9 months. Thank you all very much. I think that concludes the agenda. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
is there
that
anything
concludes
else
the
for
agenda
good
for
of-
the day.
Yes, sir.
Anything else for the good of the order before we adjourn? All
No,
right,
sir.
it's 12:48, and having concluded our business, we stand adjourned.